Hello everyone, Tina here for Pinkfresh Studio. I hope you're having a fabulous day. Thanks so much for joining us. I have a fun project to share with you. We're bringing a little sunshine to a dreary day, and we're using some press plates from Pinkfresh Studio. The first press plate that we're going to be using is called the Floral Square Frame. It creates a beautiful delicate frame. There's a coordinating die set that we're going to be using also. And then for my greeting, we're going to be using the Favorite Thing sentiments. And there's a coordinating die that will cut this out also. The cardstock that we're going to be using to create our letterpress is from Spellbinders. These are cotton card panels. I have a full sheet that I'm going to trim down into quarters. They have different colors, and I'm using the porcelain for my cardstock. We're going to start by adhering our cotton panels to our Betterpress system. We're just going to place this right in the center and add a couple pieces of tape to the top right and the bottom left corner. This just helps secure it. We're going to start by taking our floral square frame, and I'm going to place it a little bit towards the top. I'm going to see if I can stamp my greeting at the same time. And I think we could stamp the greeting at the same time. The greeting that I'm going to be using from the Favorite Thing sentiments says, "You are part of the beauty in this world." I think it's such a lovely greeting. Now, rather than using the Betterpress inks or my detail black, I'm going to go in with my Licorice ink pad. I'm going to go over my greeting and also my frame. Just doing a little shimmy with it. I'm going to go ahead and take my press plate. We're going to put this back over the top. I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine and we will run this through. I'm going to take my chase and we're going to run this through my Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And then we get to take a look at the beautiful detail. Isn't that gorgeous? For my card today, I'm going to create 2 of my floral square frames. So now we have 2 square floral frames and our greeting. Before I die cut these out, I'm going to do a little bit of coloring using my alcohol markers. I mentioned a little bit of sunshine, so I'm going to be using some grays and some yellows to color in my images. And I'm just going to do a quick color. Let me zoom in a little bit here. For the tulip style flowers, I'm just going to add the lighter yellow. I'm not even going to do any ink blending with them. Okay, and then for the larger flowers here on the side, I'm going to use my darker yellow. And then I'm also going to go over the circles that are, I'll call berries. So our flowers are done. And then for my leaves, I'm going to color in just the larger leaves with my gray markers. I'm going to continue around my whole panel here. So I love the shading, and I just love grays and yellows together. Now I'm going to continue on with my next panel, and I'll be right back. And I'm just finishing up my second panel. So we are good to go. We have 2 panels that are all colored in. Okay, I'm going to take the coordinating die set, and we're going to cut out our greeting. And I'm also going to take the die that will cut out our square floral frame. I'm going to run these through my die cut machine, and I'll be right back. So we have our floral frames die cut out along with our greeting. We're going to put these off to the side and we're going to work on our background. I'm going to bring in the folk edge circles. We're going to use these 2 for my card. For the outline, I'm going to die cut that out with a piece of vellum, and then I'm using yellow cardstock, and I'm going to take this die and I'm going to die cut it out with yellow and then also the white cardstock. With these three circles, we're going to layer them together. Now the nice thing about having two of these is you see the holes in here. If we layer them together and kind of shift it, then those holes can become yellow. I'm going to use my tape runner and we're going to adhere all three of these together. We're going to start with our yellow. This is going to be tacked down right in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my white one. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my greeting. I put foam tape behind here. And I'm going to go ahead and remove the release paper. And we're going to place our greeting right in the center of our circle. For my background, I'm going to be using the Pinkfresh Studio Sunshine on My Mind, and it is because we have a pretty rainy day outside. I'm going to go ahead and take some of this yellow pattern paper and I'm going to trim it down. We want a panel that measures 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches. Let's go ahead and trim this. I'm going to take my pattern paper and I'm going to adhere it to some yellow cardstock. This is 5.5 inches tall by 3 3/4. So we're going to have just a little bit of a yellow edge on our background. Let's go ahead and tack this down. And then I'm going to take this panel and I'm going to adhere it to the front of this card base. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take our square floral frames. For the first one, we're going to pop it up with some foam squares. We're going to add some foam tape behind here. And I'm going to add this. I'm going to put this directly in the center of my card base here. Next, we're going to take this floral frame, and what's connecting it is just one little leaf. So we're going to snip these into two pieces. And I'm going to flip this over. We're going to put foam tape behind here. And I'm going to layer this, connecting these two with the very top square right here. So it kind of completes a pattern you can see here. I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom. We'll flip this around and we'll add these, kind of making a continuous pattern. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. Anything that's overhanging, I'm going to trim away. And then we're going to take our greeting. I doubled up on the foam tape here. I'm going to remove the release paper. So this one has two foam squares. This is going to go right in the middle. Now we're going to add a little bit of sparkle. We're going to use the Pinkfresh Studio Peach Fuzz Jewels. We're going to add some to our brass tray here. And just using my glue, I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle right down the center. Now I'm also going to, where these two meet and here, I'm going to add some glue, kind of a large dollop of glue. And then I'm going to use the largest gem, and then we're going to add this, kind of connecting them both together. I'm just going to funnel these back. And then that will finish off my card project for today. A little bit of sunshine on a card. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a lovely day, and we will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.